people of MAASU Nation. My name is Kelly Tsai. I'm a spoken word poet who will be performing for you all at this year's Midwest Asian American Student Union Conference, March 30th through April 1st at my alma mater, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. So I do hope to see you there. I'll be performing and also doing a spoken word poetry workshop where we'll be getting up on our feet, writing and speaking and spitting what's from our hearts. So the organizers of MAASU asked me to respond to this year's theme, which is breaking habits, which I believe is hostility, adversity, boundaries, ignorance, tension, and stereotypes, and talk about a time that I overcame one of those. And I could think of a bunch of different situations, but one of the first things that comes to mind is actually when I was at my time at the University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign. Like many of you, I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to study when I was at school. I started off doing poli-sci in English, and then I transferred into comparative literature and urban planning. And I actually had an English professor in one of my classes that was on race, gender, and revolution in American poetry. He told me when I asked him why were we only studying black and white poets in class, that during the particular time period that we were studying, that there were no Asian American, Latino American, nor Native American poets writing at all. That I found really unbelievable. And then he followed this up by saying, there were no Asian American poets, Latino poets, or Native American poets writing during that time period. But if you would like to research that and bring that into class and let us know what you find, then that would be great. Which I thought was a very odd thing for a professor to tell a student, because if there aren't any, there aren't any. Or if you haven't done the research, you haven't done the research. But at that point in time, he decided to take his authority as a professor to tell me just bar none that there was no representation for other races and cultures outside of the white and black diasporas in the United States in poetry at that time. For me, it was years until I found the answer that I was looking for when I actually came to the Asian American Writers Workshop in New York, and I was at a conference there, and they were showing this video that talked about the history of in particular Asian American female poets in the United States. And I remember as I saw on the screen, it was scrolling like the first published Asian American female writer. And I remember when I saw that information, which actually was earlier than the period that we were studying in this class where the teacher had told me there were no Asian Americans, I just remembered feeling tears streaming down my face. I didn't even recognize it. But it was such a profound moment for me that I had found the information that I was looking for. And wasn't getting through my formal education. So I do hope that you all will come join us March 30th through April 1st so you can get the information that you need to round out your college education and really do what you are meant to do, not only on campus but in your lives and in the world. But I guess I'll just stop my little end my little video with a quick poem that I wrote for friends of mine that you know, a lot of times people talk about the most difficult part about college as being getting into college, but no one ever talks about how difficult it is to stay in college. And I know for me, it was a real struggle and a real challenge. But I'm so glad when I look back on the people that I met, the experiences that I had, and the wealth of knowledge I was able to get, you know, both inside and definitely outside of the classroom, that it's really founded my experiences to where I am today. So this piece is just called University. Last summer, you did an internship in maintaining when your brother got shot. A fellowship in endurance watching your mother get sick on her own madness. No one will give you a departmental award for getting your sister to start eating again, or name you champion sprinter across neighborhoods where death has been asking your name. No one will ever ask you how you learned to survive that rape. No university will give you credit for that. So see you in a few weeks, and I'm very, very excited to share time, space, and poetry with y'all. Blessings.